But let's move on to the Red Burn side of things. Raw review here. We're going to be talking about, obviously, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre face off. Drew McIntyre came out basically saying, it's not my fault that I lost last week, basically saying that it was Damian Priest's stupid cash-in, which he is right. He's like, you should have helped me win, and then that would have been slim pickings for you, but you're an idiot, basically essentially saying that, and how all these other people are wrong, and how people have maybe he should go away for a long time and receive a warmer reaction like CM Punk has. That led to CM Punk coming out, and these guys had a war awards. Best that I've seen Drew look at, especially when I've been off of him since he's been on this losing streak. But this with CM Punk, this interaction back and forth, what do you guys think about that and CM Punk and him going at it? They didn't brawl, but they had basically the war awards.
Yeah. It was good. I liked Drew's promo a lot. Thought it was great. I wasn't expecting CM Punk to come out, but I think to have them kind of face off was pretty cool. I don't know if they kind of need. Well, I guess it was more hinting that, like, you know, they'll probably meet each other in the Rumble, and then what happens there. So, but I mean, both promos were great. You know, it's just, this is Rumble season. Everybody's shooting their shot. Everybody's trying to convince you that they're going to win. It's just like, yeah, still, I don't know what's going on with Drew. Obviously, I don't think any of us would pick him to win the Rumble at this point or even get another title shot at this point. I think he's just kind of, I have a feeling it has to all do with this contract negotiations. But maybe until that's done, maybe there'll be more of a concrete plan of what they're doing with him. Please don't put him in a freaking tag team. I don't want to see that. I want
the Banger Bros
on the Banger Bust. Jesus, it's like,
Drew McIntyre and Sheamus just driving a school bus to the ring. Oh man!
But yeah, it's like I want Drew. I want Drew to finally get that title win that he deserves. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, and if it does, it would have to be that world title. But I think that also depends on who's the champ. If it's still Seth after the Rumble, or well, not after the Rumble, sorry, after Mania, I wouldn't mind seeing him dethrone him, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I only had like really two takeaways from this face-off. One, like Lewis said, it's the Royal Rumble season, so you're gonna have a lot of promos like this of guys pretty much saying why they should win, why they feel like they're gonna win the Royal Rumble. So CM Punk was good here in that aspect. I know some fans on social media are kind of disappointed now. It's kind of disappointed with Punk that we haven't gotten the pipe bomb Punk that was doing daggers on that mic. And yeah, like Lewis said, like it's not needed right now. I mean, he's still portraying the babyface character. I mean, he's only been back in the company. What we coming up to 2 months now?
Yeah,
he came back in November. Yeah, so that's coming down the line, and we're just building towards it. And at this point with Drew, man, every time I hear him talk, every time I hear him come up short in these matches, despite he's having great performances. I mean, it's literally screaming to me, and I've been screaming this for months just to pay this man. And I mean, they have the money. I mean, you see, TKO's been just throwing around contract extensions to everybody lately. So the money is there. I mean, they have the money. It's not a case of they don't have the money to pay him. I mean, it's there. So I do wonder though if it really is the contract, or if it's just the fact that he wants to sign the contract, but he wants to go home and just relax and recharge first, and then sign the contract and come back. because he was talking again. He incorporated in this promo the whole idea of being away from his family and coming up short again. And he's mentioned it a lot lately in a lot of these promos about the whole family dynamic and being away. And it almost seems as though that's the direction that they're going in with him, to just take time off and to go away. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rumble ended up kind of being the swan song, unless they have plans for him at WrestleMania, and I don't see why you wouldn't. But like we also said, the roster's so damn deep, but you got 2 nights of WrestleMania to fill it, so you gotta have something for Drew.
Yeah, you definitely got to have something for him. But I mean, if he takes time off after WrestleMania, it's well deserved. I mean, he's been wrestling a long time for them, having crazy matches. Just hasn't won the title back. But in general, it's just like everything that he's saying in these promos, which is great promo work, is true. Everything that he's alluding to is just true. So it's just like that adds to his character, and it's like, okay, that makes him intriguing in every sense of the word. And now he's going after CM Punk, so it's like he's still going after the big fish in the pond, right? Like he's still going after big guys like Seth, Sammy, Jay. He's going after everybody, the heavy hitters on Raw. So to see him continue that track, and then CM Punk to come out and basically say, hey, I'll save your ass last for the Royal Rumble. That's interesting. That's a good play for CM Punk, and they had a good back and forth between each other. So great way to get CM Punk interacting with more guys. That's kind of what he did. He kind of walked around with the Judgment Day and stuff like that. Talked to them, met with Kofi, obviously the battles with Seth and stuff like that. So getting that intrigue, we're just waiting at this point for CM Punk to actually wrestle and fight somebody. So for him to kind of buddy up with all these guys and stuff like that and get into these interactions, probably just going to lead up to the Rumble. So we'll see where it goes from there. Love the work from both these guys there. Let's go into a funny segment. The Judgment Day and R-Truth. R-Truth has
killing it. Vince is killing it.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because as soon as I saw R-Truth, I thought about that damn the shit that promo, that shit that they taped, the shit that they recorded for him
with the babies.
I was there, but not really there.
North Carolina. I'm thinking this is gonna be serious. I actually thought it was gonna be serious for a second. And then
he is just comedic gold for them, and I don't want to see the Judgment Day go down a comedic role, but I guess this is a way to change things up, and it's working from that aspect because R-Truth is just so stupid funny. And as you guys said, it looked like it was going to be a passionate promo. Hey, I'm from North Carolina, and this is where I got my start, and all this other stuff. And then he just basically like photoshops himself into every Judgment Day segment the past year, and he's just hilarious. Like he comes out to the match with JD McDonough and The Miz. The Miz, and costs JD McDonough the match in a sense, and celebrates with The Miz, and it's like, what is he? But I guess that's his little beef with JD McDonough. But it's hilarious at this point. And now him and The Miz are going to face Damian Priest and Finn Balor next week in a tag match. So that's what we got from this. But R-Truth is just gold right now.
Let him win. Please. R-Truth is just probably one of the best comedic wrestlers like in WWE like ever. That packages were done great with just like cutting them out, putting them in every photo bomb, every joke that was ever told. It's like, Truth was there for all of it. He's been there since the beginning of time, you know? So it's just like, I don't know. The fact that he's like picking fun at the Judgment Day, I think brings him down like the serious level a bit. But I don't know how well that does for their like group overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're supposed to be this dominating faction, but now you got somebody literally just.
I mean, technically on Raw they have been. So I mean, from that standpoint, they have been.
And I mean, I guess this is like a testament to like what it is going to be between them. I guess so.
We'll see. And plus, when you think about it, I mean, how many more people now can they really like beat up and be dominant? I mean, they just went through literally 3 months of going through Raw's top baby faces and Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn. I mean, so it doesn't. So there's nobody on a higher level on Raw than those guys. So realistically, you can't go higher than that. So so they kind of, I guess they had to go to
the last.
They already got all the champions and the money in the bank briefcase. So
that's the last thing that they got to figure out what direction they're going to go with that briefcase. Is he going to cash in and win? How they're going to go about that? Where do they all? If that does happen, how does the breakdown happen? And if it's R-Truth, I don't think that's a good foil right now. But comedic foil, that's funny. Like, he's been funny. Like, I can't even ignore that. Even Damian Priest is laughing at it during the segments and stuff like that. So they're going to try to figure out a way to get rid of R-Truth, and I can't wait to see how that happens.
I'm gonna throw this out there now, but I think they're gonna pull Seth at WrestleMania, and Priest is gonna cash in against Seth, similar to how Seth cashed in on Brock. And same situation, but this time Seth is the recipient. I feel like they're gonna do that on night one if we end up getting Rollins against Punk for the title. That Rollins retains, and then here comes Priest with Money in the Bank.
Or what if Punk wins? And then you can go either way in that direction, but it's just like that would add Punk another chase because that happened to him with Alberto Del Rio, right? Didn't Alberto Del Rio come out and cash in on after he beat John Cena?
Was it?
For the rifle champion? Was that it?
Matter of fact, he did. It was at SummerSlam. It was after. I remember that.
Yeah, he cashed in. Yeah, so definitely interesting way they can play with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but that's all we're trying to figure out with the Judgment Day. Rhea's been on a roll. She's interacting with Nia Jax, and we're going to see where that goes. Hopefully that sets up a match. I've been saying that Perth because they're both from Australia, but we'll see how that goes. JD McDonough and Dominic have their hands full with R-Truth, apparently, and Damian Priest and Finn Balor are looking for challengers at this point. So definitely going to be interesting to see where they go with the Judgment Day and R-Truth. Keep up the good work, R-Truth, man. We're loving your resurgence in your career again. It's like his fifth resurgence.
Always relevant.
But let's go into Cody Rhodes defeating Shinsuke Nakamura in a street fight. Highly entertaining match. They got nearly 30 minutes of just hard-hitting affair. And again, Shinsuke, every single time I see Shinsuke, I'm just like, why isn't he used? Why wasn't he champion? Why didn't he win a couple months ago? And even if it was a short reign, at least he would have had the belt. At least we're going to get that checked off his to-do list in his career. But just a hard-hitting affair. Great match. I love the use of the mist. Cody Rhodes dodging it. Everything about Cody Rhodes' work is just like he's on a hot streak. And even Shinsuke's great work can't stop that at this point. But what do you guys think about this one?
So I actually thought this was actually very, very entertaining as well. Very, very hard hitting. I was very skeptical of this feud in the beginning because I felt that, both guys kind of needed to win. I mean, Cody needed to continue the momentum. Nakamura needed to build momentum since he hadn't really been booked as strong since the whole Seth Rollins feud. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was going to be very, very tough, but they managed it well with a lot of the promos and the backstage segment, the fights, nunchucks and all that, all that good stuff. And all that good stuff. So on Busted Open Radio, because I was listening to Busted Open Sports Radio earlier today, and Bully Ray was analyzing this match, and he had stated that he felt like it didn't feel like a street fight, and that the fact that the crowd popped more from when Cody pulled the table out than when anything else was happening, he felt like kind of took away from it, and he felt like that the match needed more violence, needed to be more personal in order for it to come off like a street fight. And he's a part of one of the greatest tag teams of all time in the Dudley Boys, and been in the business longer than we've lived. So if he sees it that way, then cool. But from what I was watching, that seemed like a street fight to me. I mean,
it was physical. It was physical, but didn't overuse on the weapons like kendo sticks and the usual trope and stuff like that. So I feel like it was physical, and I feel like it was a good match. But in terms of where it needed to be, I think these guys are just trying to get to the Royal Rumble. We don't need any hard-hitting affair. Like, let's just get to the Rumble. Let's make sure everybody's healthy.
So you definitely think that this was like the end-all, be-all for Cody Rhodes and Nakamura?
I hope so.
It should be because he hasn't won. he hasn't won one. He hasn't gotten a win. I think
if they get
like
another one, they're going to screw him again too anyway. So
what is he? 0-3, 0-4?
Something like that.
I think it's for Cody. He's one. It's 1-0-1 because the first match ended in Actually, Cody is 2-0 because it was a DQ. Never mind. Cody 2-0.
It's a DQ
because it was a DQ finish.
Well, maybe they can continue this at the Rumble, or maybe they can continue this like Shinsuke's now, just a thorn in his side and attacking him, continuing just attacking him. But unless he gets a win, which I don't see, I think it's over. I don't know how Shinsuke can continue to try to be like, I'm going after Cody still. Like, you haven't won.
For sure.
In multiple matches, you haven't won. So that's depressing from that standpoint to see where he's going to go from there. But it's going to be interesting. Cody Rhodes continuing his hot streak. Obviously, they're keeping him hot into the Royal Rumble. We're going to see what happens there. Drew's in there. CM Punk's in there. A lot of guys are in there. So it's going to still be interesting to see what happens down this road. The rest of Raw, real quick, I already mentioned The Miz defeating JD McDonough. Also, we had the breakup of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, it looks like.
Was it the breakup?
Yeah, she did the Vader bomb to Chelsea Green.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But wasn't that accidental during the match? Because she
was it accidental?
Thought,
I thought,
it was.
During the match. If during the match it was accidental because she thought that Kaden Carter was there.
Kaden Carter was there. Yeah. So, but ended up picking up the win. KC2 retaining their tag champs. We also had the face off with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Which is setting up a nice feud between the two, hopefully. And Rhea, I don't know, like, what is Rhea? Rhea's not a heel. The crowd
Rhea's a super tweener. It was always that way. Even when before Dom had joined Judgment Day and she was like attacking Dom during that Rey Mysterio. And, even when she was attacking Dom, people were cheering for her. So
she can't do anything wrong. She can't do anything
right
wrong.
At this point, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she can stand in the ring and everyone's just like, yes. And they hate Nia Jax. So it's like
it works out.
And that's the real reason why. One of the reasons why, because people hate Nia Jax so much. I mean, give the girl a break. I mean, she's in better shape. She's in better shape than she was before. The match she had with Becky Lynch was very good. Cut Nia some slack. I mean, like obviously we saw what we saw beforehand before she was fired and then left, but it's a new day. She's like I said, she's in better shape now. She's moving better. I don't agree that Nia should still be getting as much shit as she gets right now.
I think she's great,
but not now.
I think especially after that match with Becky, the reiterating of her breaking her nose, and then like. People posting more shit after that as well. It's like I feel like it's still, even though it's old, it's like still very fresh that she was literally hurting people with the printer. So I don't know. We'll see how it is.
I mean, I think she's doing great.
Yeah, for sure.
I also got a little mean streak out of Ludwig Kaiser against Kofi Kingston. And I don't know what that look is for Kofi Kingston.
About that. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, okay. Is Big E healthy right now?
Yeah.
So he can come back because I have a feeling that's what this is leading into.
I don't know if he's 100, but the reports I read with that he was good. He was moving around. He felt great. Yeah, was going to start working out, lifting hard again. It's like
because this is pretty much Imperium versus New Day, and obviously Xavier Woods was still out with an injury. So,
what's his injury?
So, I don't know. I think it's his knee or something. But but that's why he hasn't been on TV. And obviously Giovanni Vinci, what happened to him last week with the head injury.
Yeah.
So when everybody eventually gets healthy, I think that's the direction they're going in, and I think Big E is going to be the one to challenge Gunther. Now, if that's the truth, now if that is the case, and it's at WrestleMania, now you say we needed someone to step up and knock Gunther off.
Oh man,
you talk about Big E. Big E makes sense. That makes sense.
That would be crazy. Yeah. That would be crazy. I'm happy. I haven't seen anything about him being cleared or anything like that. But if they're just keeping that under wraps, and then maybe he's injured for the Royal Rumble. that's crazy. So that would be dope. That would be dope. I'll be hyped for that. I don't really remember anything else on Raw.
One other thing. I think DIY had a match.
Yeah, they beat
Ciampa beat Finn Balor, and they kept alluding to the fact that that DIY is going to be challenging for the tag team, wants to challenge for the tag team titles moving forward. I think they're facing both. I think Daniel mentioned they're facing both Dom and JD McDonough next week to try to continue to earn a shot. So definitely looking forward to that. But like Lewis said, they need to split these damn tag team titles now because now these teams are coming up.
All these
teams are there now.
I think that's what WWE's next plan is, because there's so many events and stuff like that, and they got to carry all this television. And I think they're trying to do something where they keep their champions off TV a little bit and maybe feature the mid card more. Maybe they feature the tag team more going forward. Hopefully that's the plan. I'm hoping that's the plan. And maybe a tag team.
The other show a pair of titles, and that'll be it. Jesus Christ, how hard is that?
As I said, I think Nick Aldis is going to start fighting for that at some point.
Way too long.
At some point. Also, Ivar defeated Otis in another big man match. Probably not as good as the Bronson v. Reed Ivar match, but still getting bangers from the big man in WWE. And Ivar is kind of holding his own right now, so we'll see what that continues to build up with him. But yeah, just a good overall show, good overall booking so far. I like these little specials that WWE has been doing, especially with the shorter cards ever since Payback. These shorter cards give a little bit more shine to these undercard matches. It gives guys time to showcase what they can do, and I like that standpoint. But just overall, good continuing work from WWE as they head to the road to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble right now, but just continuing to build. And they're doing a really good job.
They definitely need to do what they did last week more often, similar to what they're doing at NXT. When NXT doesn't have their PLEs, they have like those weekly specials like New Year's Evil, Halloween Havoc, and so forth. They need to do that more often with Raw and SmackDown too. Have these Raw and SmackDown theme episodes where you get more title matches, get more showcase matches, and more entertaining matches, and
it could be like something like they can do like the In Your House segments, or do something similar to Night of Champions and Clash of the Champions in WCW, and continue those little like weekly odd special type matches and stuff like that. Maybe that's what they're doing with all the pay-per-views. Maybe they're just going to rebrand them and call them specials for weekly shows. And maybe that's what they do. But definitely some good work from WWE. Some craziness continuing.
SmackDown Unforgiven.
SmackDown Unforgiven.
But it's
Raw No Mercy. Yeah.
There you go.
Just keep pairing them up together. But yeah, some craziness from Tony Khan, some good work from WWE. Hopefully AEW can get their shit together, especially Tony Khan. But that will do it for this episode 47. 48, 49. Royal Rumble picks are coming up on the way. Episode 50, grand finale. We're almost on a year. A lot of stuff happening. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys always for showing up. But that will do it for this episode. And thank you guys.